I was popping, ladies and gentlemen. It's Xzavier Antonio, and you are tuned into another episode 103 of the In Conversation podcast. This is the Genesis series, part 1, where it's really just talking about the beginning of the podcast, the beginning of the show, and the beginning of our journey, telling other brands' story. And today we have with us how I like to consider him a real one. And I mean that in so many different ways, man. But we have Brad FacTs, ladies and gentlemen. Brad FacTs is in the building.
What up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself, sir?
I'm good. And you know, when you just said the beginning, it just made me think about that Facebook video I seen on the African dude trying to say the word. And he was killing him. He was like, in the beginning, and he was killing him, dog.
He was messing the word up. Huh?
It just made me think about it. But I'm good, man. I got no complaints. How about yourself?
Man, same here, man. We could complain, but you know, complaining don't solve nothing. We keeping positive attitudes.
I'd rather take action.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So listen, man. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, I remember how I was introduced to the Brad FacTs movement. Mm-hmm. I was doing some stuff in the community with music and poetry, and I ran across one of your videos, you performing. Yeah. And and it was like wherever you was at, I don't even know where you was at, but it just seemed like what star done came to Milwaukee. Yeah. That's how the video just looked.
Wow,
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
Up,
like
man.
I done been to a lot of events and I done been to a lot of shows, but I knew just from that video, like, dude, somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
So then I started following you, and I started seeing you post these videos where you were talking about the 3 Ps. Mm-hmm. You know, and your 3 Ps are a little bit different than what my 3 Ps
were.
Which
is right.
Back in the day, but you know, we grew up. I was born in '85, so we grew up in the '90s. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where you had to know your lit. You know what I mean? When you was a part of certain organizations and associations, you know what I'm saying? So let's start with that, because before there was a clothing line, before there was an album that focused on these 3 Ps, Brad FacTs was posting videos on Facebook, talking about power, purpose, and principle. So let's talk about that real quick, man.
So the full quote is: be powerful, be purposeful, and always stand on principle.
Yes, sir.
Right? So the idea of it was, I had gone to prison for a long time and made a bunch of rash decisions that kind of changed the course of my life that led me to prison and everything. And I started to look at things differently from a more, from a perspective of accountability, of ownership, of, you take the sting out of it when you take ownership of something, as opposed to saying, this person did me wrong or that person did me wrong.
Oh, because that's easy.
Yeah, it is. It's easy to point that finger.
Yeah.
So that's the be powerful part. Yeah. You know, because I take ownership of my own power and my accountability by doing so. And then the be purposeful part is just moving with intent, moving with a greater reason than what I once moved or anybody once moved before. Yeah. So it's a deliberate motion. Yeah. And standing on principle is pretty much just solidifying all of that and allowing it to culminate into a reason and a thing that can change the course of somebody's life. Mm. So it's the solid foundation of principle, because everybody has some principle, whether it's faulty or whatever, but everybody has some principle that they're standing on. So I chose deliberately to say, I'm going to change my belief system. I'm going to change the principles I live by. Yeah. And I'm going to move a little differently this time. Yeah. And it's been working. Yeah. It's been working. So that's pretty much where it came from.
So first of all, what I like about that is it isn't just a sound good statement.
No. It's euphonic, but it's purposeful as well.
Exactly.
Though. No pun intended.
And anytime you use the word P, you know what I'm saying? Like P is a powerful letter, you know what I'm saying, in the alphabet and all of that. Anyway,
definitely.
But I think that we or at least I come from an era where, you know what I'm saying, niggas didn't have it. But we saw, whatever, Channel 8, The Box. We saw the music videos. We, you know what I'm saying, we looked up to certain things. In some kind of way, man, we made a habit of trying to be what we weren't. You know what I mean? Trying to just sound good. And even if this don't make no money, I'm going to still sound good.
In search of that thing that's going to carry you through the rest of your life.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of us, try music. Some of us try basketball. Some of us try art. Some of us try dance. Some of us try many different things. And a lot of times, those things are the gateway that leads us to something that we're going to be doing for the rest of our life. Affiliated with somebody for the rest of our life that's going to be as purposeful and as self-actualizing as everything we thought would be winds up being. So it became something before I even realized it would. I was doing it for me. It wasn't for anybody else, to be real with you.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah, I was doing it for me because I knew I needed to do something that was going to keep me away from them prison yards, that was going to keep me away from all of the bullshit that I was going through and I had put myself through over the course of so many years. So then people latched on to it, and I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't a clothing line, it wasn't a jacket, it was none of that. It was just for me.
Yeah.
So
it's different when you do it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I saw a post the other day where this lady was talking about serving and struggling will leave you depleted. So, just like I know hood people and this, that, and the other who were searching for this thing or just trying to mock what else they see.
Yeah.
And let me just say this, just going back to what I was trying to say about that was the ideology behind that, you know what I'm saying, it's real powerful in itself and it's not just some sound good shit. It's some real shit you done thought through. Now, secondly, the whole thing about you know what I'm saying, like doing it for you, I've been around people who have done so much for the community and it's just like they serving and they struggling, just like the young lady has said, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook. But what's interesting about you doing it for you, how you being who you are, you know what I'm saying, just a captivating young man, according to popular belief, you know what I'm saying, anyway, and then having these powerful statements and these powerful videos without even trying, you glamorized it. You know what I'm saying? You made it this attractive thing where now other people want to get behind it. You know what I'm saying? They want to, oh man, you should put that on a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you was already putting it on jackets already.
The three-piece logo,
for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that,
like, how much is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I was trying to, and see, before it became a thing that I was known for, I was just trying to find something to wear to a show.
Yeah.
And I looked around like, I don't want to put that on because somebody might have this. I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a jacket. And I'm going to design it, a Letterman jacket specifically.
Yeah.
And I'm going to design it, and I know ain't nobody going to have this on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's original.
Yeah. So then I said, I think it was a black and gold one. And I said, wait a minute, my birthday came around, and the first project, which was The Facts of Life, came around 2018. I said, I'm going to do a blue and white one. And I just kept doing it. No logo or nothing. I was just doing it because I felt like it's style meets individuality.
Yeah.
And I said, well, individuality in and of itself is style.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people don't view it that way.
Right.
Because we so big on, oh, damn, where'd you get that from? I'm going to go get this. I'm going to go get that. Or if it's working for Xzavier, I'm going to do it. Right. It's never going to work for you the way it's working for you, or for me, or vice versa. So that's how it started, man. And I just kind of moved in the lane of speaking to every aspect of my character, of my personality, of who I am as an individual. And it's, man, I believe the truth will keep you relevant.
And first, this was more of obviously you were going to an event, you was looking for something to wear, but these were things, like you said, that you was really, you know what I'm saying, doing for you.
Yeah.
So, you putting on this jacket, you feel some type of way about yourself, seeing yourself wearing something that not only was created by you, but to you as an it exemplifies to you who you are. So it's kind of like this reminder thing too.
Yeah,
you know what
definitely.
Because sometimes you get people who talk and say this, and I'm about this, and we need to do this, and this, that, and the other, but then they're not even living that.
Yeah, you got to walk in that.
Right.
You got to walk in that, yeah.
And we know what type of world we live in today. Sometimes it's not always easy to stand by the thing that you are professing.
Right,
You know what I mean? So it may be important to have these reminders. You know what I'm saying? You have to create your environment. I go look at I wake up in the morning, I go look at my closet, it's all my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So not only as an entrepreneur are you feeling some type of pride and joy and excitement about that, but it's content and it's a reminder that stands for something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that. I don't know if that's your experience, but I can see that.
It's that, and it speaks to, it speaks to our history as a people, as black people, man. Like when you look at the history of it, from Black Wall Street, from to Rosewood, everything. Like the only major advancements that we've ever made in this country over the past 200 or 300 years has always been by way of entrepreneurship.
Right.
So it's not even like I'm gonna get a grant from over here and I'm gonna take this money. We pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps, and a lot of the stuff is created out of necessity. Right. Garrett.
Well, first of all, many of us didn't even have bootstraps.
Exactly. I was about to say something similar. Yeah, I promise you. Yeah. So it's like, hey, I need to create this thing out of necessity. The ironing board was created by us. The stoplight, the gas man, all these different things was created by us out of necessity. Right. The automatic cutoff switch, the golf tee, all of these different things were created by black people because it was something at that time that we needed.
Right.
And it was patent after patent that was being sent to D.C., that was being ran. I mean, that was being bestowed upon us. This ownership that was taken from us over time.
Yeah.
So now you look at us now, and you figure like, oh man, we see Gucci and Balenciaga and Louis V, all these other different brands that we herald as being quality and luxurious and all this other stuff, and they're not really, because we make them that way. We make them cool.
Right.
The same way we made, the same way we made the creativity process or the creation process years ago real cool. So
yeah. I mean, you think about it. The things that we made, like you said, were out of necessity. We're sitting there like, I need to create something. I have the creative power and ability to create something to make this particular task easier for me. And so, but then you have the other person with the other mindset, the oppressor, the one who steals the ideas, the one who claims the ideas, why don't they create as much, or why didn't they create as much back then? And I would say it's because when you are in a position where you feel like you have everything you need, you don't necessarily have the desire to create something because you feel like you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, versus us, we didn't have much. We didn't have
being up.
So,
it's like a basketball team being up 50 points.
Yeah, you're comfortable.
Yeah, there's a comfort. And they label it unsportsmanlike conduct when the coach says, keep going, keep the 5 starters in. Go up 100, not just 50 points. Go up 100 points. That's the same philosophy in life, man. A lot of us, we conditioned to, as human beings, to kind of ease up on the gas.
Yeah.
When I feel like I made it, so to speak. So the idea is to find that thing that drives you every single time to get to a new level, even if you have to create it up here. Yeah. If you have to create some scenario, some fictitious scenario or some fictitious situation that drives you inside to get to a new level, then do that.
I think though, and we got to get to talking about the album.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that for some people maybe there is a level of not necessarily I can't go further or I can't think of anything new. But maybe, a person has worked so hard to get to a certain level where it's like, yeah, I'm done. And so Denzel said this, and I saw this video on social media. He said, I've never seen a U-Haul following a hearse. Meaning whatever you gain, whatever level you get to, you can't take none of that.
It stops being about the money after a while. Once you get the money, you find a new purpose.
Yeah.
Being financially depleted is the initial reason why people do certain things, right? And then when you get the money and you keep going, you no longer doing it for the money.
Right.
It's, can I continue to do this for myself?
Yeah.
Can I push myself to reach new heights? And I don't want to plateau.
Right.
Can I push myself to reach new levels and new heights and, get to a point where I springboard myself to another level that I ain't even anticipate I would reach, where I find some new connection or come up with a new idea or write something new or create something new or start a new business. So it's always less about the money than it is about the purpose.
Yeah, sometimes it's just, you take what you have and, you start to teach it. You know what I'm saying? Give it away and mentor.